Hello everyone, today we are going to solve this problem. This problem is actually from IIT Integral Cup, and this type of problem are usually famous in integration B type competition, right? So if you look at this problem, this is here you have a quadratic equation and this is a biquadratic equation, right? And here you have a 2. So this 2 gives me hint like this might be a form something like a plus b plus 2 root ab, right? And this is basically root a plus root b whole square, right? And this is basically, if you simplify this, you'll get root a plus root b, right? So this 2 gives me hint like this is a form this, and this is a biquadratic equation, right? So this might be a product of two quadratic of form a1x square plus b1, and second one is a2x square plus b2, right? So if you multiply this, you will get a quadratic of this form, and this is might be a sum of these two quadratic, right? So now from here my intuition say like I need to first factorize this biquadratic, right? So this biquadratic is basically 6x to the power 4 plus 91x square plus 200, right? So I have to factorize this. So this is a quadratic in x square, so I need to, if I use a quadratic formula to find its root, so basically I get x square is equal to minus b, that is your minus 9 plus minus root under 91 square minus 4 into 6 into 200 over 2a, right? So 2a is 2 times 6, right? And if you simplify this, I have used calculator, this will comes out to be, this whole thing square root will comes out to be 59, right? So you look at x square equal to minus 91 plus 59 over 12, and another one as x square equal to minus 91 minus 59 over 12, right? Now if you further simplify this, you will get x square equal to minus 8 by 3, and this one as x square equal to minus 25 by 2, right? So this basically means 3x square plus 8 is equal to 0, and from here I get 2x square plus 25 equal to 0, right? Which means this 6x to the power 4 plus 91x square plus 200 can be factorized as 3x square plus 8 times 2x square plus 25, right? Okay, so this can factorize like this, and if you look at this 5x square plus 33, this is basically sum of these two factors, right? So I can write 5x square plus 33 as 3x square plus 8 plus 2x square plus 25, right? So this basically, this integral is minus 1 to 1 root under 3x square plus 8 plus 2x square plus 25 plus 2 root under 3x square plus 8 times 2x square plus 25 dx, right? And this is basically of this whole thing is basically a form a plus b plus 2 root ab, and which is basically same as root a plus root b, right? So this whole thing reduces to basically integration minus 1 to 1 square root of 3x square plus 8 dx, and plus integration minus 1 to 1, this is a 2x square plus 25 dx, right? Since both of these are your even function, right? So you can replace this by 2 times integral 0 to 1 3x square plus 8 dx plus 0 to 1 2x square plus 25 dx, right? Now these integral are not easy to calculate. This is a form something like standard form x square plus a square, right? And so you already know how to compute this integral. From here to compute this integral, you can use substitution, like you can substitute x equal to a tan theta, and you can compute this integral. This is a standard form. I hope you will be able to compute this. Okay, so the whole point of me making this video was like to give you what kind of trick they use in this integration B tournaments, right? So usually when you see this problem, you might feel like, okay, this is a quadratic and this is a fourth degree polynomial. How the hell I'm going to solve this, right? So usually when you consider a simple something like of this form, right? Ax square plus bx plus c, right? And plus 2 times square root of ax to the power 4 plus bx cube plus ex square plus dx plus e, right? Something like this form. This might not be solvable, right? But usually what they try to do in this integration competition or integration which like they reverse engineer these problem, right? So basically they take to polynomial of form something like, you know, any form a1 x square plus b1 and this is a2 x square plus b2, they multiply it together and they add it together and they set this in this form, right? So basically this is what you have to observe, right? So the obvious hint here was this too, right? From here I got this might be a form, this gave me intuition like this might be a form a plus b plus 2 root ab, right? And from there I try to proceed, right? So this is basically, this is the idea usually in these type of competition which you have to actively look for. Okay, sometimes there might not be two, sometimes in such problem there might not be here too, right? So what they usually do in those problem is like they multiply this whole thing by 4 and divide by 4, right? So from here get a factor of 1 by 2 and this 2 gets cancelled out, and they usually set these quadratic equation in such a way that all of these things terms to be a integer, right? So yeah, so you might also get uh, such type of problem, but again you might get the idea from this fourth degree polynomial, this biquadratic and quadratic. So obviously this biquadratic can be only be observed from if this is factorizable, then this might be a factor of these two quadratic, right? And from there you try to proceed. Okay, so that's it for today video. I hope you like my video. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more integral related concept or tricks that is used in these competition or this integration b. If you like my video, please put a, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. See you in your next video.